Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new short movie. The name of this short movie is What If Naruto Was Trained by Z Fighters. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted short movie. Now before continuing this, shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to my boy Jabron Fade Gaming for suggesting this idea. I will be adding on a lot to this idea from my own side, but I will be trying my best to follow the plot at least, which he suggested in the comments. So yeah, if I deviate from your plot, I'm sorry, but I hope you enjoyed today's story and shout out to you for, well, giving me this idea. Anyways, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel and comment down below your ideas and suggestions. I will be, from now on making a lot of your ideas. And sorry about yesterday, I kind of went ghost. I promise that won't happen without any notification or whatsoever. Anyways, enough said. Without any further ado, let's begin with our today's short movie. Our story begins in Konoha, Gakure no Sato, 13 years after the Kyuubi attack. As we go towards the said village to see that a lot of crowd was gathering there in a U stadium where the Chunin exams were being held. And today was the preliminary test after the second part of the Chunin exams, which was the forest of the death part. The students that arrived in teams there after the second exam, they, without any rest, had to go into battle against the other teams randomly. And from those bunch who were able to advance will be the ones who will be participating in the final part of the exam 1 month later. And today was the final match, and this was the match of none other than two of Konoha's genins, Kiba Inuzuka and Naruto Uzumaki. Now Kiba was quite enthusiastic that he was going to have an easy win and defeat Naruto with Akamaru. And on the other side, Naruto was pissed and at the same time motivated to show Kiba his place. But as the battle continued on, Naruto began to realize that even if he thought that Kiba was an easy picking, it was not so easy because he was a clan head child. And he had a lot of his clan techniques, and that gave him an edge. And not only that, he also had his own ninken, Akamaru, and the coordination between them was enough that it was like fighting two of the genins. It was like 2v1, and it wasn't even against the rules. Naruto won in the end, but by a technicality, which was like farting on his pace, and thanks to his keen instincts, Kiba was knocked out cold, and Naruto was declared the winner. And everyone was laughing at him for this. And Naruto was not happy. As now we see, after the preliminary rounds ended, Naruto was seen walking away from the village towards the training ground with a frown on his face and with a deep thinking look on his face as well, as he was having flashback for a few moments ago. Sorry Naruto, I will be busy training Sasuke, and Sakura is being taught by, well, Kurenai. She promised me. But what about me, sensei? Said Naruto in the flashback. Oh, your sensei has been arranged. You don't need to worry about it. I have called for the third Hokage's grandson, sensei. What? That squid looking guy? No, thank you. Well, if you want to train, you have to train with him. Otherwise, I have no other options. And I'm busy. But wait, sensei, please. Bye. As Kakashi disappeared with an eye smile. As now we have an end of the flashback. Man, I still can't believe that Sensei would do this after all that speech he gave about never abandoning your comrades and all that bullshit. As now we see, this was going on in Naruto universe. We go towards the universe of the Saiyans and the Z Fighters, where we see currently Goku and Vegeta, two of the strongest Z Fighters there, were inside Vegeta's home where his wife Bulma was, well, experimenting on the time machine. Come on Bulma, I promise. Can you not make us, a different time space like the, hyperbolic time chamber? We want to train there. Please. It will be quite beneficial. For the first time, I think what Kakarot has said is quite good. Come on you two, you know I am busy, and still, I have to work on this time machine because of your extensive use when you went to that timeline where, well, Goku Black destroyed the world. As both of them got serious. I promise you that won't happen. And if it does, that is why we are doing this in the first place, Bulma. Please. For the first time I'm shocked, Vegeta. You're asking quite nicely. God damn it, woman. Are you going to build me that or not? Of course I will. But only if you ask nicely. Thanks, Bulma. Thanks a lot, said Goku with a goofy grin on his face. As now we see, as Goku and Vegeta were busy training on the other side, Bulma knew she had to hurry up because she didn't want her place to be destroyed or trashed. As this was going on, her son came in, a little boy named Trunks. Nay, Kazan, why is Tojan and Goku-san fighting always? Well, they're training, as they say. God damn it, I wonder why I even fell for him in the first place. All he does is eat, sleep, and train. That is quite awesome, but isn't training kind of cool? Jeez, what could I expect from a Saiyan son? Of course it is, son. Why don't you go and watch over your father for me? Like he doesn't destroy stuff or anything while I'm busy here. Okay. As this was going on, Bulma, who was tired of working after a few hours, was about to take a sip as suddenly Goten came in. Nay, Bulma-san, have you seen Trunks? As she was drinking, immediately she felt shock as her drink fell from her hand and onto the machine that began to spark. Goten, what the hell have you done? As that is when Vegeta, Trunks, as well as Goku came there. What is going on here? What are those sparks? Bulma, I thought everything was going greatly. Get away from that thing. As Bulma tried her best to jump away, as the Saiyans intervened because the light and the circle of light was growing in the form of a dome, and soon they were absorbed in it. And once the light died down, Bulma stood there alone, and everything was empty in the room. Only Trunks, Goten, and she were the ones there. Oh no! Where did Vegeta and Goku go? Did the machine aid them or something? Said Goten. I think it did, said Trunks, as Bulma immediately brought out her gadget. Got it! These are the coordinates they went to. If I am able to build a new one, we'll be able to get them in no time. Okay, so shouldn't you be getting onto it then? Said Trunks. I have to, said Bulma sadly. As now we go towards Naruto universe, as now we see Naruto on the training ground that was abandoned and not used by any other teams, training impatiently as he was training from a few hours now and was panting heavily even after his match today. Damn it, I'm getting tired already, and I am not making any progress. I'm still the same. As that is when Naruto looked up in the sky and wished to Kami for the first time. I haven't wished anything to you, but I wish you would give me enough strength so that I'll be able to train. A suddenly huge explosion occurred there as Naruto was thrown towards the tree and he began to bleed out. As that is when we see Vegeta as well as Goku arrive there with that machine. Wait, what? Where are we, Kakarot? I don't know, Vegeta. To be honest, this seems like a different place altogether. Of course, you dumb idiot, it is. But the question is where? Oh look, there's someone over there, and oh my god, he looks injured. As Goku and Vegeta arrived there, as Goku looked at the wounded, as Vegeta then said, bring him into the machine. There might be some medical stuff there inside. We can patch him up. Damn it, I'm all out of senzu beans as well, said Goku. As now we see, as they brought the injured Naruto within the machine, they placed him on the table, and surprisingly enough, Vegeta was able to find the protocols that allowed the computer itself to operate and to treat the patients if they got injured. Since it was meant to be a hyperbolic time machine, this is what happened. As now we see, Vegeta then put it in the protocols as Naruto was beginning to treat it, as that is when the message popped up that the blood was required for transfusion, as Vegeta matched his blood, which didn't match, as now Goku had to cross his fingers and face his worst fears, needles. You sure, Vegeta? I mean, what if you applied the blood from the wrong finger? You can try your other ones. God damn it, you idiot. You're still afraid of these things or out of all in the universe? I mean, they are kind of sharp, you know. I mean, Are you gonna save the kid or let him die, Goku? You have to try, said Vegeta, trying to calm him down. Okay, here goes nothing. As carefully Goku prickled himself, and the blood was surprisingly matched. As now we see a bigger needle came out for transfusion. No, not happening. Ah, god damn it. As immediately we see Vegeta transformed into Super Saiyan Blue and grabbed Goku and that needle and stabbed the needle into his arm as Goku began to cry and throw a fit like a boy because he was afraid of them. And after the given amount was taken, we see that Vegeta took out the needle as Goku, who was now in a tight bound, was freed. Damn it, Vegeta, why would you do that? That hurted like hell, said Goku in tears. As after that, Vegeta sighed. I can't believe this. This man is able to beat me and even strong people like Jiren and many others. And yet, in the end, he is afraid of needles? Of all things? If I would have known, I would have beaten him with that. That gives me an idea for later, said Vegeta with a sinister smirk on his face. As now we see a message popped up, blood transfusion complete. As a dome appeared in which a liquid appeared as well for healing Naruto. As this was going on, both of the Z fighters thought it would be best to hide themselves as they activated the invisibility cloak so nobody would be able to detect them. Vegeta was thankful that his wife was genius and smart and thank of all of the outcomes beforehand of making the thing. As this was going on, Goku then asked, Hey Vegeta, I have a question, you know. What is it, Kakarot? What if we're forever lost here, with no way home? Leave it to my wife. I trust her enough that she'll be able to find us. I don't know how this happened, but the machine is working just fine. I told her to only build a hyperbolic time chamber, not a fucking time machine. Hey, you know, Bulma, always thinking one step ahead. I mean, what if we have to go somewhere else and, train? Yeah, I guess you are right. She always was one step ahead in these kinds of things. Now, what do you say, Vegeta? How about we have a spar while the kid rests? I guess so then. As suddenly, the area expansion like the hyperbolic time chamber appeared, in which the time passed slowly and gradually away, different from the outside, as both of them begin to train and spar there. As now we see, on the other side, Naruto was recovering, but something inside of him was watching this all. Something that had 9 tails and 2 red eyes with slits. Interesting. Maybe what if I combine their blood, that person's blood, with Naruto's, since he has a blood transfusion. Maybe I can give him his powers. And that is what Kyuubi began to do. And surprisingly enough, it was a gamble but a success. Naruto has completely become a part of what that man over there was. As this was going on, the report was completely being monitored and shown out to Vegeta, as after sparring for a bit, which seemingly lasted for 4 hours, the report came out as Vegeta went there to check on it. Seems like the kid is doing well. As his eyes widened and then narrowed, as he looked towards the kid. What is it, Vegeta? Said Goku, getting serious. You know your blood, right? Yeah, I don't want to give any more. Is the kid not, good enough on the blood? I mean, he is actually too good. What do you mean by that? Your blood that I transfused with the kid? Yeah? What of it? Seemingly, something happened, and he's turned into a Saiyan of a sort. What? How is that possible? I don't know. How is that possible? That is what I'm thinking. That shouldn't have happened in the first place. How is that? As that is felt, they sensed a presence similar to that of Ozaru or even stronger. As suddenly the boy's eyes opened with slits. That is because of me, said a deep grumbling voice. Who are you really, boy? This boy is my Jinchuriki. What is that? Is that something you eat? Shut up, Goku. Let me speak, said Vegeta. What do you mean by Jinchuriki? A human sacrifice. A kid who at the birth was made into a prison of mine. I am the Kyuubi, the 9-tailed fox, sealed within this boy. and I am the one who made him who you are." "What? Why would you do that?" said Goku. "That is something that I would like to ask. The kid needed strength to survive here, and nobody, not even his own sensei, was willing to teach him how to use it. So I took drastic measures so to make sure that he and I am able to survive, because if he dies, then I die. For 9 years, that is. But I don't wish to die for 9 years and disappear from this world." I see. So, he's now a Saiyan like us. I did not know what Saiyan is, but he is a warrior strong like you. Yes, unfortunately he doesn't know how to use his strength, and that is why I beg of you. Please teach him. Train with him. Huh. Me, the Prince of all Saiyans, taking my first student that is not even my son. That is not something that I thought of. What makes you think that I would train this boy? Vegeta, come on! He's a sparring buddy of ours. We can't just leave him like this. He's this world's first Saiyan, right? Yes, he is the first one. So you mean to say that Saiyans will be here? I mean, he is your relative now, Goku. When you look at it like this way, he is either your son or your brother. Because he has your blood, and he is now from your bloodline. If anything, he is your little brother, if anything, said QB. As Goku for the first time was shocked, he had a family beside Chi-Chi and his sons, and his granddaughter, and that was a brother. I always wanted a brother, I guess. Fine, I'll train him myself if you don't want to. Do whatever you want. But remember, we are also sparring. Well, at least until Bulma gets here. Man, I'm starving as well now that you say that. As that is when they detected an anomaly, and out came another time machine like them. And out came Bulma, as she immediately noticed the cloak that was there and cloaked her own. As Vegeta came out from an invisible machine, and so did Goku. As after that, we see both of them standing at the entrance. God damn it, you two, you scared the hell out of me. I thought something might have happened. Bulma, come inside. As Bulma, using her capsule thingy, turned the machine into a capsule and went inside. As there, she was now standing in front of the reports and Naruto, who was recovering. So this boy has been turned after a blood transfusion that worked way too well into brother of Goku? Yes. As Goku said with a smile, you know, I'm happy about it, kind of. I'll be able to train with him and, do brotherly stuff. Geez, you remember what happened when your older brother visited us? He's different from him. I can sense it. That is true. But remember, the boy has a tendency to do a lot of pranks, said a deep, crumbling voice, as Bulma was the one who was scared this time, as she saw the eyes of the boy. What is going on? Is the boy possessed or something? Well, in kind of a way, he is, said Goku. I am not possessing the boy. Well, actually, I am taking over his body for the time being, but I'm not possessing him. That is called a possession. Who are you, an evil spirit or something? No. After explaining everything, that is when Bulma was quite shocked and quite interested in what was going on. Interesting. And can I conduct some tests on the body? As Bulma began to conduct some tests with the equipment that she brought, and she was quite surprised. Wow, I found out a lot of things that are different in them than us, even if we look the same. What is that? They are also a warrior race of their own, even if they are not Saiyans. They have chakra and chakra coils and pathways that connect within their body like nerves, like blood flows within them and us. Same could be said for chakra, and they could also form that chakra in the form of elements like wind, fire, and other things. That is so cool, said Goku, as Vegeta was quite shocked. That is certainly interesting. Oi, Fox, what is it? Tell me about it. Is this all true? Yes. There is also a technique that the boy's father held, but he doesn't know about it since the village lied to him about being an orphan. What do you mean? This may take you aback, but please don't end up destroying this village. If that is a choice to make, this is this boy's. As after explaining everything to them, they were quite shocked. What you're telling is that the plain truth? Do you think I would lie to you? You are a clever fox. We don't trust you that much, said Vegeta. Really now? How about one of you go inside the village as a traveler and ask about the Nine-Tails kid and brat, and you'll see what the public thinks of him. They think of him as a pharaoh. They have been since he was 4. As that is when Vegeta, still not buying it, took it upon himself to disguise himself into the proper old clothes that, well, thanks to Bulma, she was able to arrange somehow, and went inside the village. As he was traveling through the village, we see him stop by one shop. Excuse me. I was wondering, actually. I heard a quiet rumor. Is it true? What rumor? That the QB bread is real. As that is when the shop owner looked at to the sides and narrowed his eyes. Of course it is. That demon, an abomination walking in human skins. If we could kill it, we will. But thanks to that old bastard of a Kage of ours, we can't. And keep your voice low. What if the Anbus hears you? That could be a trouble. Some of them are on our side, but still. It could be bad if the Hanbu is from the Kage side. As to further inspect, he ventured deep into the village. As one after the other, after asking the same questions, Vegeta's anger was increasing surprisingly. Even he was himself shocked that he was feeling anger for another person aside from his own family or himself. As he finally arrived at a shop named Ichiraku, not expecting anything, he ventured inside. What would you like? What do you sell? Ramen. Give me one of your best ramens. One ramen coming up. Say, do you know anything about the QB bread? As that is when we see Ayame arrived with narrowed eyes. Excuse me. What do you want to do with Naruto? So his name is Naruto. The people call him that, but his name is not that. The people warned me about him, to stay away from him and all that. I'm just a merchant and traveler who's looking to be safe. Then you don't need to be afraid of a small kid, do you? All he does harm is similar to pranks. And he doesn't even prank people. Well, at least those who, well, try to not hurt him. I see. That is how bad it is, huh? Yes, that is the extent of him being bad. When you say the QB and all that, he has just an unfortunate, well, fate, that is. He was born the same day of the QB attack. Both parents died trying to save the village. And him, leaving him with us with the heaviest duty and burden of all. And that was to, well, protect the village from the Biju by keeping it within. Naruto, he has been through a lot, that boy. Nobody was even able to give him food. Well, that is, until I found out about him in a wintry night, as he was weakly going around everywhere. As he surprisingly stood outside and looked quite, well, unhopeful with eyes because he has been kicked out of many shops. He was starving to death. I brought him in. Why would you do that if others would? As Tenoichi stopped and said, someone has to. And that boy, he's the most sweetest boy I have ever met. Not the demon that they think about. I mean, people should have logic at least. How could that boy, at the time who was not even tall as that stool on which you're seated on, could be a 9-foot tall village towering Biju with 9 tails? I just don't understand. Even if he was a demon, why would he act like this for the past 13 years? I don't just understand that at all. These people are dumb. I'm sorry to say this, but Konoha's people, they have bowed down to their hatred and have become hypocrites about their ideals of being the will of fire and forgiving and kind people, because they couldn't forgive a kid who was holding a Biju back for their own sake. I see. As after that, paying for the time being, he left. As after arriving back, Goku and Bulma were quite surprised to find out what Vegeta found, and they were disgusted. "What do you think? Should we bring him back?" said Goku with seriousness. "What do you mean, Kakarot? I'm not gonna leave my family here. If he's this much detested, I'd rather have him in our world with us. We can't just take him there." "Of course you can't," said QB. What? What makes you think I would leave him here after what he has become to me? He is my family, and I'm not gonna leave him here. I'll be damned if something happened to him. Listen, he is more than that. I don't know how to explain this to you. I'm not gonna listen to any of your bickering. Then you would listen to at least mine. As suddenly, they all witnessed that the whole surroundings changed, as Bulma was even shocked, and in front of them came an old man who was floating. His eyes, they were different. They were purple with ripples in them, and he had a third eye opened. Both of these Saiyans knew that this person was strong, at least up to the Supreme Kai level. As now we see, both of them knew they could take him on, but they knew the old man was holding some cards back, and even Bulma was on edge. I will explain why he cannot be taken. He is the child of prophecy, who is burdened with the fate to save them all. But why should he save them, after what those people have done? The people have done much more worse atrocities, but they have done it in the past. The innocents, there are no innocents in this world as far as I am concerned. Turning children into soldiers. We, the Saiyans, when our planet was destroyed, even then we didn't do that. Of course we sent babies to other worlds, but it was because at the time most would survive and expand on the Saiyan race and then conquer the world, if possible. But that all changed because the batch that we were born in, wherever they arrived, they didn't conquer the world. They lived by their people and became their protectors. We changed. The babies changed. Now, even if the Saiyans are scattered everywhere, they are the protectors of their realms and worlds wherever they have landed, and so are we of our world, said Vegeta. And what these people have done, as a prince of all Saiyans, I might say I'm disgusted. I'm not gonna leave my subject here to be subjugated to this much hatred. I myself have gone and witnessed and gathered information about what has happened to him, and I am disgusted. A great threat is going to arrive soon. I beg of you, please, once he recovered, train him enough so that he's able to deal with them. And after that, you can leave. He can leave with you, I promise. We won't hold him back. As now we see, unknown to all of them, QB was making sure that Naruto listened to all of this. "See, brat, you have a family now. You can go away from here if you want to. You're not bound by them. You're yourself now. Can I? What if they throw me away? Like, they won't. I know what happened in the past once they found out that you had me sealed inside of you. But that won't happen again. That much I'm sure of. They already have met me face to face." "Are you sure about this, Kurama?" said Naruto. Now how Naruto and Kurama were close? Well, now we have a flashback. Once Naruto was at the age of 4, he was adopted only for a few months before being kicked out in the winter to survive on his own. And at that time, Naruto was crying and feeling a lot of hurt because he thought he finally had a family. And now he was all alone on his own. And the family has left him in this village and moved away from it as well. As now we see, at that wintry night, once Naruto felt dizzy because of hunger as well as thirst, as well as being cold, he passed out in an alleyway. And that is when he came face to face with the QB, who for the first time, looking at the condition the kid was in, finally felt something akin to him, like how he was betrayed by the humans and his expectations were crushed. The kid itself had a family that abandoned him and left him here to die. And QB, at that moment, vowed that he had to protect this Ninken. Even if his survival was dependent on him, that was one thing in the beginning, but later on it developed into something more. But once Naruto reached at the age of 9 and started the academy, he would usually talk to Kurama and avoid others because Well, Naruto didn't trust anyone and didn't want it to get hurt, as that is when Kurama decided that it was best if Naruto would keep up an act that he doesn't know about who, well, Kurama is, and just act however he wants to be. And that is when Naruto, with his own creativity, developed a mask. A mask that was so believable that even the Hokage believed that he was a happy-go-lucky child. But in reality, Naruto was just a broken soul that has been broken and hurt many times. I don't know, Kurama. What if similar thing happened? I mean, I tried, but even then, Kakashi and the others, they just left me, and I don't even have any skills, and they seemingly look strong. Listen, kid, you have been through hell. Something good is finally happening to you. Something big is gonna happen soon. So listen in closely as father is speaking. After that is done, we'll be able to leave freely from here. Are you sure you want to as well? Listen, kid, I promised you that I will stick by your side as long as you're alive, didn't I? Yeah, but I also promised you that I would free you once I'm ready to die, I guess. And I don't want you to die, Naruto. I want to stay by you. Isn't that it? It's my choice. End of the discussion. But now whether you like it or not, I'm stuck with you, kid. As after that we see, both of them listened in. What do you mean by that something is going to happen? As the future was shown and in the Chunin exams, it was seen that the Akatsuki working with Orochimaru attacked. As in the final round, all of the elemental nation was almost inside Konoha. As 5 Kages were there, their Jinchurigis were there, and it was the best option for Akatsuki to strike to gather all the Bijus. And after that, a volcanic catastrophe was shown in which everyone was in a genjutsu and wrapped inside a tree. I can't believe this. Is this really possible? It is. In our world it is. You see my eyes? Yes, they are different. They hold a lot of power. I am able to manipulate a person's will, change it, brainwash them, and even seal them away forever. You see, the moon here is not a moon. It is a prison where my mother is sealed away, the true originator of chakra. Somehow she turned evil, and she released hell on this earth. Me and my brother with a heavy heart had to seal her away, because there was no other choice left. And redistributed the chakra to humans, so thinking that they will be able to bring one another close and become peaceful. But all that did was to start another war, with greed and power at bay. Isn't that right? Said Vegeta. Yes, unfortunately. Seems like even if you are the sage, you didn't think this through enough. But know this. We will help the kid, and after everything is done and gone, he will leave with us. No questions asked. Yes, that is agreeable. Good. As after that we see, the sage healed Naruto, and even gave him the sun seal. I'm sorry to say, I can't give you the moon seal since you are not Indra. But I know that mother would not interfere if she's not breaking out of the seal. I'm happy to say this, but you are now the next sage of the sixth path. As suddenly Naruto's eyes opened, and they transformed into the similar eye than the sage before transforming back to his original blue ones. Thus that is when Naruto was quite confused, as the tank emptied itself as Naruto was now drying himself, and after wearing his clothes he was standing in front of them. You like orange like me, huh? Said Goku. I guess so. So you know about us, huh? Kurama told me everything. I'm grateful. Thank you for all this. But are you sure that I'm not a bother or anything? Nonsense, kid. You're not a bother to us at all. Listen, Naruto, said Bulma. What happened to you here is something that we cannot fix. But if you are willing to come with us, we promise you this much, that you'll be at a much safer place and somewhere where you don't have to be hated for who you are. Trust me, we already have some different people who we couldn't even bother to hate, even if they are quite different from us. She said, looking towards Vegeta and Goku, who had a smile on his face. As Goku then said, "How about it, Naruto? Are you willing to train with us and get this thing over with?" As Naruto looked towards Vegeta, as Vegeta with his arms closed shut looked towards him and looked away. "Listen to whatever your brothers say. After this is done, you are leaving with us. We're not leaving my kin here any longer," said Vegeta begrudgingly. As now we see a month begin to pass, but in the hyperbolic time chamber that was created in the time machine by Bulma, it was quite different. As a year would have passed within a single day or 2 days in the Kami's hyperbolic time chamber, this one was quite different since it was an artificial one. In one day, a week would have passed inside. And that was more than enough because Naruto was able to train for a few months inside of 1 month of time span. As after being training for months and months to no end, he was able to master Ki, and not only that, he also had his first transformation into Super Saiyan 1. Thanks to his blonde hair, no one was able to tell the difference. Aside from that, his already spiky hair was now much more spikier. As his eyes were the ones that was the different. Instead of being blue now, they were deep emerald green. As Naruto, after continuously training at the end of the month, was able to reach at least at the Super Saiyan 2 level. As both Goku and Vegeta were quite impressed that Naruto was able to advance so far and absorbed everything like sponge, because now at the same level as Naruto, at Super Saiyan 2, they were able to spar up to the same par without holding back at all. And Naruto also learned how to fire Ki blasts and also Kamehameha, as that was surprisingly quite good for Naruto standard, because he also mixed in chakra and huge amount of Kamehameha was fired, much more larger than both of them. As Goku was quite a bit jealous, but he was happy. As for Vegeta, he was impressed and somewhat proud that his Saiyan race had such a strong warrior, aside from Broly, who was, well, a lost cause because of his mental illness and his infatuation with the Kakarot. As now we see, 1 month passed as Naruto, with a much more muscular build, was ready to depart in his normal state. "I'll be seeing you, I guess." "Of course you will, Naruto. And don't forget, you still have a few hours and a few days. How about you finally train on those sage eyes and all that?" "Oh, I have been. While you guys rested, I was meditating, also resting my body. I was in my mindscape training those things with Kurama. I'm able to learn a lot of things like Harishin no Jutsu and, well, Rasengan, and also about Rinnegan abilities. I'm able to use it." As Naruto closed his eyes and opened them again, and his eyes were different. Still shocked, but somewhat quite impressed. Seeing this, Naruto laughed after that. "That kid," said Bulma, "he's something else. If anything, he really is a monster, in terms of strength," said Vegeta. "What do you mean by that, Vegeta?" "I mean, he is quite good, and he's advancing at a faster pace, that's all. We'll be able to catch up." "No, you don't understand, Kakarot. That kid, he absorbed everything like sponge. It took us years to reach that level. But that boy was able to reach it within a few months of training. I'm quite scared and at the same time excited to see how far the development would go. If push comes to shove, if he trains like us every day, he'll be at the Super Saiyan Blue level in no time. And heck, who knows, even advance it, as we are. Well, no point holding back. I have to increase my training tenfold once I arrive back as well." "Wait, Kakarot. What is it, Vegeta? Once we go back, we're increasing our training." You and your training, guys. How about we go and see the match?" "How about it?" As after turning the both machines into capsule and changing their clothes, the three of them arrived into the stadium. After finding it, as they seated down in the crowd, they saw that the Chunin exams began. Naruto's match was with Neji. As Neji then said, "Fate has already declared me winner. Are we gonna begin or not?" As Neji, using his Byakugan, attacked and said, "You're in my field of vision." As he used his 60 palms rotation, shocking everyone, but something shocked even them and Neji. Naruto just stood there and cracked his neck. "Is that all?" As Naruto just flicked his finger on his forehead, throwing him against the wall, as everyone was shocked. As Byakugan users and Some of them who had Sharingan, like Itachi, watching and hiding within the Akatsuki members. Watch this. What is this? That is not chakra, but brute strength. That is when Naruto then said, "You want to see the full force, and want me to fight seriously?" Of course, you damn demon. Of course I want to. As that is when Naruto used his power up and advanced up to Super Saiyan 2 state, as huge amount of aura was around him and lightning was crackling everywhere, as there were huge amount of cracks all over the stadium and into the walls as well. And what was the evident difference? His eyes, that were emerald green. As that is when everyone knew that something was different about Naruto, as Naruto began to levitate. So Neji, wanna do this? As Naruto made a ki blast in his hand, and after pointing it towards Neji, Naruto then said with a smirk, "Let's see how you dodge." As multiple ki blasts at hyper speed was fired, as Neji tried his best to avoid, but he was caught up. As now he was twirled like Yamcha was in the meme on the ground, beaten badly. As Naruto then said, "Is that all the prodigy can do?" Looks like hard work always pays off. As Naruto was now on the ground, as he returned back to normal state, silencing everyone. As Naruto advanced back to the staircase where everyone was looking at him with shock. How did you do that? Everyone has his own secrets, right? Turns out I was able to discover some of my own. As this was going on, we go towards the Kage booth where the Kages were surprised and scared at the same time. All he did was just stand there. If he's able to take down a Yuga prodigy like this, no, he's much more than that. As the Akatsuki were also afraid somewhat of his strength. This is much more than we thought. Can we really able to take him down? If he's able to use that much of his power and defeat the prodigy without even moving an inch. And he took a hit that would have even taken a Jonin down without any backlash whatsoever. As the three of them, Bulma, Goku as well as Vegeta, were quite smirking and happy about this. Seems like the training paid off well, and the kid isn't holding back. Seems like the kid is fighting because his anger is finally letting loose. Which is a good thing. We don't want him to hold back, said Goku. What? I thought you would be at least, against this all. I'm against violence usually, but he's in a battle. And that kid used a technique that would have killed him. Isn't that right? He said so himself. So Naruto was just defending it. That kid was the one who turned this battle into a death match, that is. And Naruto has every right to defend himself. So, I say what he did is right. That is correct. For the first time, Kakarot, I might say you're using your brain. Jeez, Vegeta, you had to say that, didn't you? As now we see, a few more moments passed as matches begin to pass by. As everyone was still quite wary of Naruto as Kakashi and Sasuke arrived, but they were already late, so Kakashi had to witness Sasuke being disqualified. As Naruto arrived to the training ground where the match was about to begin. Naruto, you're still here? Aren't you disqualified already? Do you know I am disqualified or not? Were you even here? No, but I thought you would have been. You thought right. Well, shucks. I guess I broke your expectations. Now get the fuck out of here, both of you. Said Naruto as Kakashi was shocked. Naruto, that is no way to speak to your sensei. Tell me anything that you have done to honor that word. One thing. As Kakashi was in deep thought, and nothing came to his mind. Exactly, that is how much you are worth as a sensei to me. Leave. And after disrespecting him again, he left. As Sasuke then said, what you can do, Dobe, even I can't beat him. We'll see. As now we see, Gaara attacked him as Naruto began to dodge at blinding speeds that even the both of them were shocked. As Gaara used his sand coffin, which Naruto broke through with ease, and still his hands folded, he arrived outside. Is that all? As Suna was now scared, because they knew that was the strongest move that could even crush all of the Jonins in the form of a cube-sized particle. As Naruto then said, my turn. As Naruto blitzed so fast that the ground beneath his feet shattered, as with a single punch, Gaara was thrown outside of the stadium itself, shattering the sky and ceiling. As with the brute strength that Naruto displayed, everyone was shocked. As Sakura then blurted out, he's cheating! As everyone began to yell, as Naruto using his strength silenced them all as huge amount of cracks were formed. And even Goku, Bulma, and Vegeta were shocked because this time Naruto transformed into Super Saiyan 3. His hair was longer and his eyes were emerald green as he began to float. You have the audacity to say that. I defeated him with my own strength. Naruto, how are you? Is this... Feel it. Is it the QB's chakra you want to ask? As everyone flinched. No, it isn't. Then what it is? I don't know. It is my own strength that I'm using. How did you... Yeah, like I'm gonna blurt out the secrets. Tell me how you have Sharingan, Sasuke. As Sasuke became quiet. Exactly. Listen. This power was given to me after an accident and blood transfusion. Thanks to QB itself, I was able to become this strong, I guess. So you are using the QB's chakra. So shouldn't I? I mean, you have your dojutsu and edge. I have the QB being sealed inside of me and I can't use it for my own edge. Sorry, Kurama. Don't worry, kid. Just tell them. As that is when Naruto then said, you know what? As he took off his headband and threw them in the face of the Hokage. I'm done being your puppet. Go find yourself someone who can do your shit and take your shit at the same time. As Naruto broke through the sky, blitzing into the sky, disappearing from there. As after that, the Konoha crush began as Goku, Vegeta, and Bulma arrived behind him. As Naruto had tears in his eyes as he was crying there on top of the Hokage monument, as his village was being destroyed, havoc caused being everywhere. Are you sure about this? Yes, they don't deserve to be saved, even if I am the child of prophecy. I'm done taking their shit. If they want to be saved so much, go fuck themselves and save themselves. They were the ones who dug this hole, and they're the ones who fell in it because of their own mistake. I'm not gonna take their shit and bring them out while they curse at me for not falling in their stead. I guess you're right about that. They laid their bed and it's time for them to lay in it, even if it is made out of, well, thorns, I guess. So what about it, kid? Ready to leave? I have decided it would be best if I do. As Naruto was about to leave, we see Kakashi, Jiraiya, and Hiruzen arrived. Naruto, who are these people? Where are you going? As I told you before, I'm done being your puppet. I'm leaving. Naruto, think about your parents. As Naruto used the Harishin and, appearing in front of Kakashi, he Rasenganed him in the guts. I already have their will. They didn't give you any shit. They sealed the scrolls within that seal, you dumb fucks. I have my heritage already. And as for the QB, as Naruto became the perfect Jinchuriki in front of them in an instant with a smirk. He and I are on good terms and friends. Have been for a long time. You're a perfect Jinchuriki. Yeah, I am. But you know what? I have my own strength now. I'm not gonna bother my friend unless it is super important. And to hell with you and all. But Naruto, the prophecy, please, you have to... The prophecy can go fuck itself. You people don't deserve to be saved. It is your mistake. You made the bed, now lay in it, goddammit. I'm not gonna do your bidding. Have you ever done any good deed? No, as far as I'm concerned. Not. And you know what, Kakashi? My father thinks that he made the gravest mistakes after you were made his student, and only surviving students, because he wished that how Obito would have survived that day instead of you. And I think the same now. As with these words said, breaking them mentally, Naruto departed with, well, the Z fighters, leaving the three of them in shock as they looked behind to see that Konoha was being destroyed, as the multiple Bijus were fighting against the Akatsuki and the war that was going on. What are we gonna do, Sensei? Nothing. We're gonna fight. And this was the war that Konoha lost because they themselves were abandoned. And Konoha in the end was destroyed alongside the multiple nations. And the Akatsuki's plan was also foiled, since the Biju, even if after the seal inside the Gerumaza were able to break free, because there were only 8 Bijus. And only the Gerumaza could hold on for so long, since the Biju known as Ninetales didn't existed within their now time and space itself. They couldn't bring it or go after it anymore. And this is how Naruto and Kurama broke free from the curse known as prophecy of their own, and were brought back to the Z Fighter world. As Naruto there had a lot of opportunities and new life waiting for him. As Goku now being his older brother and Vegeta being his, well, kind of a brother itself and mentor were ready to guide him. Plus, there were also Beerus and Whis who also were interested in the young boy and the fox that he held within, because Beerus was certainly more interested in Naruto. And so could be said for Whis. But the one person who took the interest the most was the Xenos himself. Because of Naruto's pranks and childish behavior itself, he was quite happy to finally have a new friend. And also someone who he could train with at the same time. Because Naruto didn't abide by the laws. He was an anomaly, using two different forces at the same time. Either it was ki or it was chakra. He could use both. And he certainly was going to be the one who will be able to surpass each and every one of them in the future. That is, if Goku and Vegeta stopped training, because they were still training hard, obviously they were gonna catch up in no time. And as for their families, well, they were happy to have a new addition to them. Especially since, well, now Chi-Chi could relax, thinking that Naruto was there to take care of things while also training because of his shadow clones and earning some money for them, while Goku was busy off training most of the time. And talking about, well, ships, Naruto was still single, but there was a Saiyan girl from the other side known as Kale that was similar to his age. But she had a tendency to become like a person known as Broly after she becomes a Super Saiyan. And the funny thing was, in both states, she blushed around Naruto and act, quite shy. And thinking about this, Naruto took his shot and both of them now were married, surprisingly enough. And after that, Kale opened up and was now pregnant with his son after a few more years. And so Boruto was born. And Kale was happy about this, and so were many others. And as for the elemental nations, nothing more than a few people and ruins remained about the past of what happened there, because of their own mistakes, the child of prophecy abandoning them. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this movie off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this short movie, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!